So what's up, everybody? Yeah, this is a little bit of different review. This is kind of a note before I actually show you my full review. This is not the type of video I usually do. I usually talk in front of a camera, talk about my opinions. I was going to do the same thing with my review for inFamous Second Son, but that wasn't coming along as well as I thought it would. So I switched over to audio, and that was coming out pretty well. So I did the audio thinking that I could just do some sharing, recording, and I could just record my video on my PS4, send it over to Facebook, download my Facebook video of my gameplay, and edit a video. But sadly, the video quality is like really bad, and I don't have enough video because I can't replay missions, which I wasn't expecting. So I have to replay the whole story in order to get certain moments that I wanted to show you guys. And I don't want to steal from another YouTuber because that wouldn't be fair. So yeah, this video is literally just going to be me talking and a picture. This is like the worst. I know it's probably going to be really boring, so if you actually want to hear my opinion, the best thing to do is to just literally turn over your phone or just turn off your screen or do something else in the background while you just listen to my review. Another note, there are a lot of weird cuts in it because I did not know how to work Audacity. So yeah, there's a lot of like, I'm in the middle of a sentence and there's like cuts, but you can infer what I was about to say. It's nothing like crazy. It's like maybe I was in like the middle of a word and it cuts. Yeah, I just don't know how to use Audacity, but I'm much better at it now. But that was a really good take, and I didn't want to screw it up. I didn't want to redo it. So yeah, sorry about this video. It's been a long time coming. I've been working on this review for a long time, and then I just realized like 5 minutes ago that the video is really bad. The video quality is really bad, and I can't replay missions. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you like my review. It's my first ever audio review and video form, I guess, review. So if you like it, please give it a like, and if you don't like it, please give me some constructive criticism, because I know this is not the best I can do. This is not the best thing ever. I know it's not like the ideal review that I could do, the best one, but I just really want to make it better and make the videos better in the future. So just please tell me what you thought were good, what you thought was bad about the review, what you thought was okay about the review, which I changed, all in the comments below. If you want to tweet at me about it, you can tweet at me at RodSchwarmer. Yeah. So again, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll be back every Sunday-ish. This one took a long time, I know, but hopefully I'll have a better regimen. But yeah, thanks for watching. Here's the review. Yeah, so inFamous Second Son, when you're gonna look at the story, you gotta know a few key aspects of. You need to know DUP. The DUP is a group of government organized people that go around and they pick up all these superpowered people named conduits, and they throw them in these cells and they lock them up, throw away the key. Why? Because they feel that they're a menace to society and they don't want them screwing around with anyone and they don't want them killing anyone, so they feel like a cell is better for them to keep them away from society. Now, once you know those terms, you will be fine with the rest of the game. So Delsin Rowe is your protagonist. He is anti-government, anti-everything, low responsibility, carefree street artist. He goes around tagging things. Any clean billboard or blank wall, beware, because he will tag it in the near future. And it's kind of funny though, because Delsin Rowe is kind of the exact opposite of his older cop brother, Reggie, who likes to keep it by the book, and he hates vandalism, and he hates anyone deviating from the law. But if you were to choose the law or his brother, he would choose his brother every single time. So they have a really close relationship, and this factors into the game very heavily in the first few acts. So the DUP was doing a routine transfer of conduits from one cell and prison to the other, and of course the conduits take it as their time to break out of this prison, and they essentially crash the car, flip it over, and Delsin and his brother unsuspectingly helped a conduit under the car who was hurt. Delsin picks him up, and Lord behold, he himself, Delsin, is a conduit. He gains the powers of this guy that he has picked up, and now he has brand new smoke powers. After a confrontation with the DUP and their various forces, Delsin makes it his mission to go out there to Seattle, DUP's headquarters, and take down the DUP and their leader, Augustine. Delsin's brother does come along for the ride, even though he's nagging him the whole time. But Delsin and Reggie, once they get into the heart of Seattle, this is where the game really takes off. Running around and parkouring and using your powers in new and inventive ways to get around the city is the heart of every single Infamous game, and it is extremely relevant in this one. The recreation of Seattle created by Sucker Punch is a beautiful and vibrant place. So once you're in one district, you know you're in one district. Once you're in the other district, you know you're in the other district. It's unique. The things that you will do in Infamous Second Son is like, will I run up a wall and jump off the rooftop, or will I just use my smoke powers to dash across the rooftops? These are the types of questions, and these are the types of movements that you will be doing every second in Infamous. And if the controls were not responsive, these moves would be nothing. But these controls are slick as hell. I mean, the amount of time that it takes from running full speed and super speed using your neon power to stopping and turning right around is less than a millisecond. These controls are probably the tightest I've ever seen in any open world game, especially one that has to do with a superhero running around at super fast speeds, and this demands for extreme precision, and Infamous Second Son delivers. And this carries over right into the combat, because once you're running around these rooftops and you're jumping off things, you can just slam into the floor and start hitting people with your melee attack and your chain, and you can go around and then you can shoot people off skyscrapers. It's just very, very fluid and very, very fast, and that is the sum of what Infamous is. The combat is broken up into two pieces, the melee and the long distance attack. Long distance is very, very cool and has a lot of upgrades and a lot of different variations, but the melee is lacking in these such things. While there is some upgrades here and there, they don't really make anything different. They don't make the animations different. The only time the animations are different is when you're using different types of powers. This is a minor gripe, but still, it's kind of annoying when you're playing the game and you're hitting people and it's just the same exact thing. I do have to give props to the long distance attacks though, because the long distance attacks are extremely fun and they have a lot of variations. I would say about 3 different variations per power, which is a lot. Now, once you get into this fighting and you're getting into the gameplay and you're getting into jumping around buildings, it becomes very natural and very unique. And then you get into the story, and then that's where the game shoots itself in the foot. Sucker Punch Studios put a lot of money and time and effort into motion capturing all these actors and getting the best actors they can, and to put them into a video game. Sadly, Sucker Punch Studios did not take full advantage of this, because while the story is extremely good in the first and fourth act, it really lacks in the middle of the game. The second and third act just feels like they just pressed the fast forward button on any form of character development. They're focusing on difficult boss battles that don't really add anything to the story, and focusing on dumb characters that are not explained well. Here's an example for you. You're probably watching this battle with Fetch. Fetch is a character, a neon character, and she goes around and you have to fight her and you have to take her down. You're literally hitting her and shooting at her to the point where she collapses on a stage, and you have to make a decision either to corrupt her or to redeem her. Once you make that decision, however, the exact mission after that, you're buddy-buddy. You are just talking and you're like calling each other Delson and calling each other Fetch, and you guys are lovey-dovey and you guys are all cool. What is that? Like, there's no character development in that scene. There's no character development between these two people. Literally none. Like, they just like decide to skip a huge part of this. That's like in a movie like X-Men, where like Magneto and Professor X, they've been fighting for years, and they just come together and they're just like calling each other X, and they're calling each other, yo, Mag, what's up? Like, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen in the movies. Like, that doesn't happen in any story. They're not just buddy-buddy. That's like skipping crucial character development, and this happens multiple times in the game, so I'm not going to spoil what happened in the game or what's going to happen, but it happens many times in the game. And there was one time in the game where the game became so repetitive when it comes to the combat and the ideas and the characters and the gameplay. They just kept on putting the same fetch quests over and over and over and over, to the point where I just stopped, pressed my home button, and turned on Amazon Prime and watched Hannibal, which was a much better experience than I was having right at that moment. And I'm not saying the gameplay is bad, it's just that the story missions are just so repetitive and they just force you in the same thing, doing the same thing. And when you finally get a new power, especially in the second and third act, you get another power other than Neon. That power wasn't that different from Neon. It just made my experience that much more repetitive. The story, which was advertised to be the main thing in this game, just falls apart in the middle acts. But at the end, the game becomes really, really exciting and really good, and it reminds you why you played this game in the first place, with new and interesting ideas, and even at the end, an idea that maybe you're the bad guy, and maybe the bad guy is the good guy, changes the way you look at the game and questions your morality. That brings me to another point, the morality system in the game, where you can pick different decisions, good or bad. It's just really good and bad. There is no gray here. And the game that focuses on being realistic and taking the idea of superheroes and putting it on its head and making it, you know, different and new, taking the idea of superpowers and making it more realistic for a modern age and not just the superhero bullshit. The game just focuses on making good or bad decisions. In real life, decisions are not good or bad. Decisions are always gray, and that's how I wish inFamous Second Son was. I'm playing inFamous Second Son a second time, not for the story, but for the platinum, because running around the game and picking up different things and picking up different shards and finding all these collectibles is really fun, and probably some of the most fun I've had in the whole game. But just the story is just so bad, it just made me frustrated in the middle parts that I was like, wow, they put so much effort and the game looks so beautiful, but it's just not there. So my verdict is inFamous Second Son is a good game. It's an exciting game. It's a new and inventive game when it comes to gameplay and graphics, and it really shows the power of the PlayStation 4. But if you're looking for a game that has an exciting and engaging story throughout the whole thing that is never repetitive, you're not going to find that here. Rather, you're going to find an experience that is more focused towards gameplay, and the gameplay is extremely fun. So my verdict is inFamous Second Son is a 7.9 out of 10. Good, not great. So yeah, if you really like this video, please like it, favorite it, share it, and please follow me on Twitter at RodSchwarmer.